What if you never had to pay for a stock photo again? No photographer, no Shutterstock subscription, no hours digging through Getty Images looking for something that almost matches your brand. In 2026, AI image generation is genuinely good enough to replace most of those workflows, but only if you know which tool to use for which job. Because they are not all the same. And today I'm going to show you exactly that. We're going to create 5 real business images, live, using the best tool for each one. Here's the situation most business owners are in right now. You need images constantly. Product shots for your website. Graphics for Instagram. Ad creatives for Facebook. Blog headers. Lifestyle photos that show your brand in context. Getting all of that done professionally is expensive. A single product shoot can run you $500 to $2,000 before you even factor in the photographer's time and editing. So you end up doing one of two things. You either use generic stock photos that look like every other brand in your space, or you just skip it and publish stuff that looks unpolished. AI image generation fixes this. But there's a catch. Most people try one tool, get mediocre results, and give up. The real skill is knowing which tool is the right one for the job you're trying to do. So here's what we're doing today. We're going to create 5 specific types of business images that any brand actually needs. A product shot, a social media post graphic, an ad creative, a blog header, and a brand lifestyle image. And for each one, I'm going to use the tool that genuinely does it best in 2026. We'll cover Midjourney, DALL-E, Flux, and one technique called Nano Banana Pro that I want to spend some real time on because it's the one that actually solves the hardest problem in AI image generation, which is brand consistency. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly where to start, what to type, and what to expect for each use case. First up, product photography. This is the one most e-commerce business owners ask about, and my current recommendation for straight product shots is Flux. Specifically Flux 1.1 Pro, which you can access through Replicate or through FAL.ai. Here's why Flux wins for products. It handles clean backgrounds exceptionally well, it's very good with reflective surfaces and packaging, and the outputs are sharp enough to use at full resolution on a product page. The key to a good product prompt in Flux is to describe the environment first, then the product. So instead of saying a bottle of hand lotion on a white background, you say minimalist studio photography, white seamless background, soft diffused lighting from the left, a frosted glass bottle of hand lotion centered in frame. Professional product photography. That structure, environment first, then product, makes a significant difference in output quality. You're not just describing what you want. You're putting Flux in the mindset of a photographer, not a drawing assistant. Results are genuinely impressive. I'd say about 7 out of 10 Flux product shots are usable without any editing. The other 3 you either retry with a tweaked prompt or you pull into Photoshop for a quick touch-up. Next, social media post graphics. For this category, I consistently reach for DALL-E through ChatGPT, and here's why. DALL-E is the best of the current tools at following very specific layout instructions. When I need text placement, a specific color palette, or a designed graphic rather than a photorealistic image, DALL-E gives me more control over the composition. The technique here is to describe it like you're briefing a graphic designer. You tell it the dimensions, even though it renders at a fixed size, describing it as a square social media post or a landscape Facebook ad orients it correctly. You tell it the color scheme, the mood, where you want visual weight, and what text if any should appear. One thing to know, DALL-E is not great at rendering readable text in images. It has improved, but it still makes errors on longer phrases. My workflow is to generate the background and visual elements in DALL-E, then bring the image into Canva to add any text overlays. That combo is actually faster than designing from scratch, and the results look polished. For ad creatives, Midjourney is still my go-to in 2026. The reason is simple, Midjourney consistently produces the most visually striking outputs. When you need something that stops a scroll, Midjourney has an edge. The aesthetic quality is higher, the lighting tends to be more dramatic, and the images just look more cinematic by default. The trade-off is that Midjourney is less controllable. You describe a vibe and it interprets it. You can use reference images with the image weight parameter, you can use style references, and you can use character references to maintain a consistent person across shots, but you are always negotiating with the model rather than directing it precisely. For ad creatives, this is actually fine. You want a range of options, you pick the strongest one, and you A/B test from there. I'll typically generate 8 to 12 variations on a single concept and use the best 2 or 3. The other thing Midjourney has that others don't yet is a very active community. If you're not sure what prompt style to use for your industry, you can search the Midjourney Discord for your niche and see what's already working. It's genuinely useful for discovering prompt approaches. Now here's the technique I want to spend the most time on, Nano Banana Pro. This was shared with me from a guide that's been circulating in some AI-focused communities, and it solves one of the biggest frustrations with AI image generation for business owners, which is making images that actually look like your brand. Here's the core idea. Instead of describing your image from scratch every time, you use a layered prompt structure. First layer, your brand anchor. This is a short paragraph describing your brand's visual identity. Colors, mood, adjectives, the kind of photography your brand uses. Second layer, the image type you want. Third layer, the specific shot details. You write this brand anchor once, you save it, and you paste it at the start of every prompt. The result is that all your images start from the same visual identity instead of each one looking like it came from a different company. The nano part refers to keeping each prompt layer short and specific, nano in scope, not trying to do everything in one prompt. The banana is a mnemonic, background, action, nearby objects, atmosphere, narrowing details, angle. That's the order you build out your specific shot layer. And Pro is just the community's branding for the finished technique. Does it sound silly? Maybe. Does it actually work? Yes. The outputs from a well-built brand anchor plus banana structure are noticeably more consistent than prompting without it. This is especially useful if multiple people on a team are generating images. The brand anchor keeps everyone's outputs in the same visual family. Quickly covering the last two image types, blog headers and brand lifestyle shots, because the Nano Banana Pro technique applies directly to both of these. For blog headers, I use DALL-E for simple illustrated or graphic styles, and Midjourney when I want a photographic header image. The key for blog headers is consistent cropping. You want a 16:9 or 21:9 wide image with a clear focal point on one side so text can sit on the other. Describe that crop explicitly in your prompt. For brand lifestyle images, people using your product in context, behind-the-scenes style shots, this is where Midjourney with character references becomes valuable. You can define a reference image of your brand person and Midjourney will maintain that character's appearance across multiple generated scenes. It's not perfect, but it's close enough for social content where you want a consistent face without hiring a model. So what does this actually cost and save you? Let me put some numbers on it. Midjourney Pro is $60 a month. DALL-E comes with a ChatGPT Plus subscription at $20. Flux on FAL.ai is paper generation, typically around 1 to 5 cents per image depending on resolution. So your total monthly spend on the full stack is somewhere between $20 and $100 depending on volume. Compare that to a single professional product shoot or a year of a premium stock library, and the math is not close. Businesses that commit to this workflow are producing dozens of original, brand-consistent images per week. That's content velocity that was completely out of reach for small teams 2 years ago. If you want to get started today, here's your action plan. Pick one image type, start with whatever you need most right now. Go try the tool I recommended for it, and use the Nano Banana Pro prompt structure even on your first attempt. It makes a difference immediately. If this was useful, subscribe. I cover practical AI tools for business owners every week. No hype, just what actually works. Drop a comment below with what you're going to try first, and if you have questions about a specific use case I didn't cover, ask and I'll answer.